last week, ESPN came out with their top 25 players under 25 years old. So I wanted everyone to bring their top 5 players under 25 years old. So before we get into our list, I wanted to break down the ESPN list. So from 1 to 25, we have Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards, Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Chet Holmgren, Tyrese Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey, Evan Mobley, Jalen Williams, Alperen Sengun, Scotty Barnes, LaMelo Ball, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Brandon Miller, Zion Williamson, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Suggs, Derek Lively, Jalen Green, Tyler Hero, Amin Thompson, Dyson Daniels, Tari Eason, and Bilal
Akumbi.
Yeah, well, I'm not even going to say his name. The dude for the Wizards.
Yeah.
I can't even pronounce it. So to start off this top 5, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my top 5 players under 25 years old. I believe what we all have. And, I think we might have some difference in our list. But for me, what you got to say, Alex, before you go on?
No. I think all across the board, we all know who the number 1 player is. So
I don't know. I think Toddy might be different. I think you're not going to have the same one I have. So my first player, Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, my God.
See, I told you I was getting some size, some eye rolling. Second best player under 25. Drum roll, please. I have the one and only Anthony Edwards. I have him at 2. At 3, I have Paulo Banchero. At 4, Toddy, if you don't have this man in your top 5, brother, I'm going to be hurt. LaMelo Ball. If he's healthy, he's doing this damn thing. He's averaging 31 points. I know he's hurt right now, but LaMelo Ball has been doing his thing. So this list is based off potential. And I know he doesn't have the accolades. I know he only has one All-Star. He doesn't have what Anthony Edwards has. He doesn't have the All-NBA, but LaMelo Ball is fucking hooping. And at 5, I have Chet Holmgren. And I actually went back and forth on 5 because I really wanted to put Brandon Miller in here. I really wanted to put Evan Mobley in here. I really wanted to put Tyrese Maxey in here. But it was crazy to me that I named 5 players before I got to Zion Williamson. So it's sad. I think he was like 15 through 20 on the 25 list that ESPN made. So to recap my list, I have Victor Wembanyama at 1, Anthony Edwards, Paulo Banchero, LaMelo Ball, and Chet Holmgren. Alex, from the start of my list, you were suffing and puffing. So go ahead and let us know, who are your top 5 players under 25 years old in the NBA?
The fact that you did not put Luka is insane.
Oh, Luka's 26.
He's 26, Alex.
He's 25.
26.
He's 26.
He's 25. He's like a month younger than me, and I'm still 25.
Because Swear's 26.
Oh no, he is 25. ESPN didn't have him on the list either. Oh,
that's why I'm like, how you guys don't have Luka in this top 5? That's bonkers. But I digress. He is about to be 26.
He's just 26 in February.
I think that's why that's probably what the cutoff was. Because Luka's like about to be 26.
You're probably like fresh 25.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's like everyone who's about to be 25. Yeah.
Is it like, that's what I don't understand about these lists. Like, is it under 25? So if they're 25, are they on this list? Anyway.
Or 25 in the calendar year? Like, how does it work?
Yeah.
Technically, because Luka's going to be 26.
In February 28th. February 28th. He'll be 26.
Well, that's why I feel like he's not on the list. But, I mean, technically, he should be on this list. But I'll say he's not on. I just would say he doesn't make the cutoff.
Okay. If he's not on the list, then I will not put him on the list. So I guess my number 1 will be Ant, obviously. Okay. My number 2 is Banchero. 3 is Victor. And 4 and 5 is a real big toss-up to me. But I think I'm going to put Tyrese Maxey at 4. And Ja Morant at 5.
Oh, hell no.
Is Ja on this list?
Ja's 24.
He's 24?
He's born in my year. He's born in 99. So I know he's under 25. Yes.
Okay, so I think the cutoff is you have to have just turned 25 because Ja turns 25 next year too. So I think you have to have just turned 25. I think that's how the cutoff.
He turns 26 next year?
He turns 26 next year.
Okay.
Need instructions. This is
Yeah,
very tricky. Okay, so I'll take him off, and I'll put. I will put Sangoon. As I said his name.
Okay, so run us through your 5 now.
All right. So my 5. I got Ant at 1. I got Ventura at 2. Victor at 3. Tyrese Maxey at 4. And I got Sangoon at 5.
All right. So out of the first 2 lists, we had 2 different number 1 players, Toddy. So go ahead and start us from 1 to 5. Who are your top 5 players under 25 in the NBA?
Yeah, give me Ant at 1. I saw Ant do. He had a breakout superstar year. I think last year was kind of his superstar year campaign. Adidas went to the conference finals. Yeah, it was kind of like the whole shebang. So I feel like Ant should be number 1 on this list. 2, Paolo. I mean, Paolo went to the playoffs, second year, rookie of the year. Like, it's kind of like, what have you done for yourself in the league? So that's why I'm kind of based off of. I get what Kevin's basing his list off of. Potential. Yes, Victor could probably be the best player on this list, but we haven't seen it yet. He has to kind of go out there and prove it. Paolo was an all-star last year. Went to, like I said, took his team to the playoffs. And I feel like Victor's probably going to be on that. He's going to be on that trajectory probably this year. But this team's probably going to be shit. So that's my only thing. Probably Victor 3. Just his potential, what he's able to do. I think he's just one, like, we haven't seen anything like him. So I think if he figures out a way to consist, like, if he could just figure out a way to just get easy buckets, he'll be like literally unguardable. Like right now, he's kind of figuring out like, oh, I can shoot the 3 and like I can hit 6 threes. But like realize that, oh, I'm 7'3", no one can really, like, I'm taller and bigger and I'm taller than you and I can get by you. Like he figures out a way to just get those easy ass like dunker spot like points. It'll be like easy, like insane for him. And he's already, probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year at some point. So him being able to protect the rim is crazy. So Victor at 3. I'm going to go with LaMelo at 4. I think LaMelo is just like his only thing is he can't stay healthy. I feel like that's kind of a problem with him. These last couple of years, he hasn't been healthy. And I feel like whenever he is healthy, like he was playing like the best point guard in the league. Like he's putting up those type of numbers. And he's doing one-legged step back. You see LeBron do a little one-legged
come off the screen.
It was ugly, but I mean, like, yeah, it was cash. So I mean, hey man, LaMelo is just, I think he's one of them ones. Okay. 5, I have Jalen Green. I'm a Jalen Green guy. Kevin, though. Kevin knows.
Brother. You talking about what have you done for me?
Projection.
Yeah, he had a baby. That's all he's done for the NBA. That's all he's done for the NBA. He had a baby and he turned up.
I feel like what the Rockets have been able to do this season is showing me that, okay, like this is the guy who I thought was drafted at 2 once upon a time can go out and really do things. Now I want to see him in the playoffs. I want to see him, in tight game situations last year, those last couple of games to kind of catapult them into the play-in-ish spot. It was a little bit too little too late for them, but I saw something in that little span. I was like, oh, whoa, like this guy is like, he can be one of those top guys. Now, a lot of people might not agree with me on this list. You probably put Chet Holmgren on this list, which I don't have a problem with. Franz Wagner, the way he's been playing, I feel like it's recency bias, but he's been hooping as well. Another guy who I looked down this list, Cade Cunningham. I'm surprised Kevin didn't mention his name, the way how he kind of like, bro, Cade can do this, he can do that. He said on the podcast before, like Cade can do almost anything.
Anything, everything.
So I mean, he's kind of like stuck in Detroit. But I think Ime Udoka has a huge reason of why Jalen Green has been playing as well as he has been these past couple of seasons. Ime has, experience with, it was only for 1 year. But that 1 year, the Celtics went to the finals, and they were 2 games shy of winning an NBA championship with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So I feel like him with young guys being able to develop those types of players, JG is going to skyrocket. So that's why I'll have him in my top 5, partially because of his situation, who his coach is, and they're young as hell. So just to recap it for clip purposes, as Kevin likes to say, number 1, I have Anthony Edwards. Number 2, I have Paulo Banchero. Number 3, I have Victor Wembanyama. Number 4, I have why am I blanking on who I have 4? LaMelo Ball. I have 4, and then number 5, I got Jalen Green.
So I figured out the confusion before you go, Alex.
Oh,
we all see the bottom. Top 5 players under 25.
So you gotta be under 25.
So it's not
24.
equal to 25.
So 25 cannot make the cut. Under 25. So 24 in a day. So I was like, man, oh my God, how the hell does ESPN put out a list without John Morant and Luka Doncic? It doesn't make sense. I was like, ESPN doesn't fuck this up. So I read and I was like, under 25.
It's under 25, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Because I always get that confused. I was going to say, shout out to Tony, because I wanted to put a Houston Rockets on there, and I was thinking about Jalen Green. I just feel like who's more impactful to the success of the Houston Rockets is Sengun, but I understand Jalen Green. But I'm glad that we all have at least 3 players that we all are have on our list. Different numbers, but 3 players. That's solid. I'll take that.
You know who none of us said? Zion Williamson.
That's sad. That's depressing. That's really sad.
Bro, at a Duke, he's like 24. 24, I think so. Him coming out of Duke, like, it was like, bro, like, how is this guy not going to succeed? But there was always that question, is can he survive an 82-game season? We saw him at Duke kind of like, oh, he's got a foot.
In 30 games.
It was like he was kind of struggling to play, like Kevin said, 30 games. And now in this 82-game season, it's like, oh, hammy, I'm out 50 games.
Definitely.
Calf, another 25. So it's like like I said, going back to the playing game last year, he had a 40 ball. And literally like the last couple of possessions of the game, hammy, I'm done.
When he's healthy, he's an all-NBA player. We can all agree.
He was on the cover of 2K. They put him on the cover of 2K. And he didn't even play a full season yet. And I was like, okay. Hold on. Like,
Have you ever played a full season?
73 games was the most he played.
70, yeah.
See,
when he was doing all the stuff that he was doing, I was like, okay, he's putting up numbers, but like, hey, like, let's slow down a little bit. Like, guys, they put him on 2K. He had the shoe deal, Jordan brand, all this and that. I'm like, guys, he's not playing. He has to play. The reason why I don't have Wemby up there is because he's still young. This is like a second year, or his second year. So it's like he has to try and figure it out, or like, like Ant. Literally, we saw him in the play. Like, he took down the defending champs, which was last year, in the Denver Nuggets. And then Paulo, he won Rookie of the Year before. He made All-Star the next year and literally carried his team to the playoffs. So like Wemby, let's okay, your team's maybe not be as good, but since you're supposed to be the guy that they say you're supposed to be, let's see if you could get your team to the playoffs. Can we do that? Like, Pop is supposed to be one of the best coaches of all time.
Let's make it happen.
Like we start talking about like Luka, he just went to the finals. A lot of people are talking about him like, oh, they make it to the playoffs and they lose. Like Luka, they went to the finals last year. So he's one of those top younger players that we like to talk about.
I do have 2 extra players I want to give some love to that don't make the top 5, but I think are top players under 25. You got to give it up to Scotty Barnes.
Oh.
Yes, I think if
That
you
boy,
look
like
at the
Zion,
players,
he'll never play.
I don't know
but if
about
you look
Scotty.
at the play, he's better than Zion though.
But they both don't play.
Ah!
I mean, they both have what, one All-Star appearance? So that means they both have one good season.
How good is Scotty Barnes?
I just feel like I think Scotty Barnes and the Toronto Raptors could potentially make the playoffs.
No,
Yes.
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Obviously,
I
they're
mean,
going to make.
RJ
Obviously,
I'm
they got to
jumping
go
off
through the
the ship.
play-in.
Hey, I'm
RJ
jumping off
Obviously, they
the
got
has
to go
ship.
been
through the play-in.
hooping.
I can't do that.
But
you might
I will say-
blow up on TikTok with this one, Alex. Alex
Oh,
might blow
Jesus.
up with this one. I'm telling you.
And
I
another
don't
one,
see it.
I have to because I love the Minnesota Timberwolves now. Nas Reed.
Okay. Yeah.
I can
Nas
dig
Reed
it.
for president.
I was hooping.
No,
Did you see
I
that
thought
one
he-
video? Did you see that one
What?
video? Gilbert was talking about his son Elijah.
Bust his ass.
He was at the open. He was at the open run with Kevin Durant. And he was like, "Yeah, man, there's this dude. He was out there every time I got it. He got in front of me. I was frying his ass." He was like what guy? He was like, he's wearing like a blue shirt. He was like, "That's Nas Reed."